Like a woman can have a low body count, but otherwise choose, she's like, I like this guy. He's the one I'm interested in pursuing. He seems like he's not, I mean, some women get played for sure. Like the guy will say, oh yeah, I want a long-term relationship, have sex with her and ghost her. That happens. Totally get it. But that's not, at least for me, I mean, that's not what I'm about.
Right.
So like I said, I want there to be a continuity. But when it comes to women not having a high body count, so as a woman, you can, like, I think the bigger indicators of like racking up a high body count wouldn't be necessarily how quick you sleep with a guy. It's what's the context and environment. So, okay, like my recommendation to women, if you want to make sure that this guy's going to stick around, I think it's far less, I mean, waiting can certainly help weed out dudes, but also if there's alcohol involved, that's a bad idea. Like that's more likely to lead to, on both ends, like it just being viewed as like a one-time thing or casual. So if there's alcohol involved, you met in a party type environment, so rave, bar, nightclub, etc., not a good venue to meet somebody. If you're traveling, okay, immediately that's created a conflict in terms of, one of the big things is like proximity and convenience to making something work. Not to say that long distance relationships can't work, but if you're in Europe for a week and you fuck a dude, like the chances of that becoming a long-term relationship, very unlikely. Likewise, if you live in a city and some hot European dude's there for a week, you probably shouldn't fuck him. That you just racked up a body. It's not going to be a long-term relationship. Go ahead.
As I will say this, like in the spirit of ultimate good faith, I'm going to concede the argument to you because I think you have the better end of the argument. Perhaps the first L I've taken on the whatever podcast, but I give a full concession.
Oh, God.
Brian.
What?
You gotta stop being a fucking degen.
I'm not a degen.
You can't do it, bro. I gotta concede the argument here. She's totally right.
No, but
I can't do it. I gotta concede.
It's not degen though. It's not degen. I'm not like trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to fuck like 3 new girls a week. I'm interested in long-term relationship, but in a long-term relationship, I'm not waiting until marriage.
So by the orthodox standards that you're thinking about, would that
right,
be
but
degenerate?
Let's not go into all that. Okay, first, let's not scare Brian off immediately, okay? But the thing is that, okay, I'll make the concession too. If you're moving towards, I think, a long-term relationship when it comes to the physical relationship, that is far better in society than just going around and being a promiscuous, this type of thing. But I can't, man. Like, the concession here is, it's still bad. You shouldn't do it, right? I mean, that's...
Well, if the ultimate is waiting until marriage, then sure, it's from that worldview, it's bad. Yeah. But, like, I think the way I move is leaps and bounds. What is it? Leaps and bounds. Thank you, Alicia. Is leaps and bounds less degen than like one of these guys who are saying, I'm gonna fuck three new girls a week. I'm gonna go to the club, fuck a chick within 30 minutes of meeting her. Alcohol is gonna be involved. All this stuff. So I'm not waiting until marriage, but I'm also not trying to like run through every chick, fuck them once, never talk to them again. If I have sex with a girl, I am pursuing that girl for long term. There's for me, it's a waste of time. I'm not interested in sleeping with a girl, and it's honestly a liability. I'm not interested in sleeping with a girl once and never talking to her again. Doesn't interest me.
But like for my stepdaughter, for example, how I would advise her, I wouldn't advise her to assume that most men are like you, unfortunately. I would advise her to assume that most men are like what you discussed. They might, especially when they're younger. So she's 10 now, so I'm thinking like maybe when she's 10 years from now or so, and she's, thinking about this. God, I hope it's 10 years from now. Anyway, I would not advise her to expect that. I wouldn't say that's the typical treatment she's going to find. So I would encourage her to wait, generally, all the time, even if she meets you, because she doesn't know who you are. She doesn't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point of the argument I couldn't get past, and why I had to concede to it. So the point of the argument I can't get past is the idea that you Brian, in the spirit of good faith, I have to say this, would recommend to a girl not to sleep with you, essentially, to not sleep with you.
Wait, what the fuck?
So we're gonna interpose a different man who's not Brian, but she goes on a date with that man, and within a couple of weeks they're sleeping together, and he says he wants a long-term relationship. Wouldn't the general recommendation from you be not to sleep with that guy if the woman came to you? That's why I think I got to concede the argument.
Let me think this through. I'm different, okay? Andrew, I'm different, okay?
Are you a unique person?
Listen,
Unique personality?
I'm not like those other guys.
I'm not
okay?
like those other guys.
I'm not like those other guys. Okay. First off, and but the other thing is like they've already fucked. You know what I mean? They like a lot of the virgins are rare, right? So it's like, okay, bro, they've got a couple bodies. They had a couple one-night stands. It's like, come on, bro. Oh, now you want me to wait 3 months? Get the out of here, bro. Get the out of here.
Okay.
Look, no, you can change up. You could have smashed 100 dudes in a month. Hold on. Let me finish mine. You could have had sex with 100 dudes in a month within 10 minutes of meeting them, and then 24 hours later, you have a change of heart. I'm waiting till marriage. You can do that as a woman. I would just look at that and be like, damn, that's a bad deal.
Okay, but
I'm good.
For society, though, it is a better deal because now, instead of choosing to continue with the degenerate behavior and just always be the same person, which is what you'd prefer, she's choosing, okay, I'm going to be a different person now, and I'm going to wait till marriage. That is the better choice for society, to change and to not be the same. And you may not accept that, and that's okay, but that doesn't change that her choice is better to change.
Yeah, but this is kind of a fantasy land we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A little bit, maybe. It would be better for it'd be better for society if there wasn't war. We should just end that.
By your standard,
we should end that silly thing of war. We should end.
So, by your standard, should I just
continue
remain?
Being a sloot?
Yeah, I don't think I should.
That's a tough. That's where I get. That's where it's tough there.
And even if I knew that no man would ever date me, and not you or anybody else, and I was single, that still wouldn't change the fact that I should.
The answer is no. The answer is no, you shouldn't. And you know that you shouldn't. And you know that every new D equals one less value point, right? If this is an RPG, you're gaining no new experience. So it's like the answer would have to be no. And the thing is I think I can argue the point from the position that it's not hypocritical. It's not. And it's not in any way a contradiction. It's not. However, I do think that the advice which would be given would, I kind of gave my position there. And so now, what happened? What just happened right now is that, so I have kind of this golden rule, right? If you're at a bar with a friend and other guys come up and they start a fight, it doesn't really matter if your friend instigated it or not, you get up and you go with your friend, right? That's the way it works. And I feel like this time I didn't get up at the bar, and that's an L for Andrew.
Well, now you have to bring it to an assailant.
I had to concede. I don't have anything for this.